Hi guys, it's Michelle here with Salem Does Yarn. While people are showing up, I'm going to show off my little pillow that I made. Some of you may have seen my intro video, and I was knitting at that time. This is what I was knitting. It's I use it as a back cushion, so it's a little out of shape. But yes, I got this yarn at the Outer Banks. I absolutely love it. It's cute. It looks like a watermelon. Before we start, this is going to be a pretty short video. I managed to smash my finger in the car door about an hour ago, so it's been great. We're going to show off granny squares today. Now, the basics of a granny square, we're just doing the basics today. You can do a granny square out of anything, really. Any yarn, any hook size, whatever. The definition of a granny square is a piece of square fabric produced in crochet by working in rounds from the center out. So that's fun. Really, anything from the center out that makes a square is considered a granny square. I'll also show off my cute little yarn here. Can't really see it well, but it has all sorts of colors. And what I'm going to be showing off granny squares in is this. Looks like lavender. I love it. Okay. So, like we start everything else with, you start off with your little, I don't know, slip knot. I'm not really sure. Very easy. You cross your tail end over your working yarn. Pull your working yarn through. Okay. We're going to do chain of 4. Like we normally chain, you're just going to pull the working yarn through 3, 4, and then we're going to slip it together to create a circle. To slip it together, you're going to go into this very first, can't really see it, I'm very sorry, the very first loop there, and pull through just like you're chaining. This is called a slip knot, or a slip stitch. You pull it through. Now you have a circle. Okay, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This is your first double crochet. If you remember a double crochet, you wrap it once, hold on to it, slip it through, pull through 1, 2, 2. You're going to be chaining or you're going to be crocheting into the middle of that circle. This is going to create the square. So this is now 2. Do 1 more. So now you have 3 double crochets. It's actually 2 double crochets in that first chain stitch. And now you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. This is creating the corners of your granny square, sorry. I normally work my tail end into the square as I'm working. I'll show you. All you have to do is hold it against the rest of this. Now you're going to do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now you have your first corner. Chain 2 more again. 1, 2. 3 double crochets into that center again. 1, 2, and 3. Also, don't feel afraid to ask questions at any time. If I go too fast, please let me know. 2 more. Now you have 2 more chains, and then 3 double crochet again. Oops. split the yarn a little bit. 2, 3. Okay, now you notice we have our square, kind of. You're going to chain the 2 last of the corner and then slip stitch into that first. Let me get it onto my hook and I'll show you closer. Into that first, or I guess it'd be third chain that you made at the very beginning. And like I said, this is just a slip, so you grab it, pull through both of that first chain as well as the chain that you made for the corner. And now you have start of a granny square. Okay, now to go on to the next one, you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip all this. Skip all the way over to your first corner space. And double crochet 3 into your corner space. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then you're going to do your 2 chains for your corner, and then 3 into the same hole that you just went into. 2 and 3. This is creating the corner, and then you're going to chain 1. This is covering your cluster. I think they're called clusters. There. And then you're going to move over to your next corner. Double crochet 3. Chain 2. Double crochet 3 back into that same hole. 2, 3. That's creating the corners. So now that we have a side done, you can see from corner to corner. This is creating your granny square. Chain 1 to cover that cluster. And then 3 double crochets into that corner. Or, yeah, 3 double crochets. Chain 2. 3 double crochets into that same hole. Granny squares are very useful. Don't forget your chain 1 across your space to create space for the next row. You can use them for blankets, for clothing, bags even. 2, 3. Chain 2, and then because we're at our last one here, you're going to only double crochet 2 and then slip into, I'll show you, hold on. 1, 2. And then you're going to count 3 up in your chain, your beginning chain, and slip into that to close it off. Woohoo! That's 2 rows. And then this is just a simple repeating of that row and then the 3 chains and 2 double crochets into that same hole. What it's creating is a pattern of spaces and clusters. I'm using this as a blanket. Like I said, people use it for clothing, bags, pretty much anything you can think of. Pillowcases, they're very helpful. This is just a basic one. There's a ton of different types of granny squares out there. You can get really complicated and add all sorts of clusters and single crochets and lace patterns, and very pretty. Like I said, you can use pretty much any yarn that you would like. I've even done this with like a really chunky baby blanket yarn, and it still turned out really pretty. Just keep in mind that as you grow your granny square, you're going to use more and more yarn to get around each side. That pretty much means just keep track of your yarn. Yeah, that's the basics. I'll stick around for a couple minutes if anyone has any questions or if anyone shows up. I can tell you some of the stuff I've made. I normally do blankets, and what you see me making here is going to be the start of a blanket for myself. So I don't really make stuff for myself. As someone who does a lot of custom works, I don't have a lot of time to make stuff for myself. And so I want to make a blanket for myself. And as lavender is one of my favorite flowers, smells, colors, we'll be doing a very lavender-based blanket. Actually, how it became, because I don't have anything else to talk about, how it became my favorite flower color type thing is actually because of my logo that I use on everything the Salem Does Yarn logo. When I customed it, don't forget your slip into the first stitch here. But when I customed it, my friend had chosen the color without like really letting me know, which is fine. I found that I really like the purple. But my favorite color is green. And I'm very glad he didn't make my kitty cat green. The purple looks beautiful. But that is how lavender, I figured that the purple with my favorite color green is very lavendery. Lavendery is not a word, by the way. I just made that up. That's awesome. I don't know how to explain that without using the word lavendery. But anyway, I found that I really like the color combination, and whenever I get my real store, yarn store, I want it to have a lot of lavender accents and like the smell of lavender. But yeah. Thank you for watching this. Not sure how much more I have to talk about, but I really appreciate anyone who does watch this and my one person for sticking around. Have fun with your granny squares. I hope you guys all liked your dishcloths from last week. Next week we're going to be making shawls. I recommend, really, you can make the shawls out of any yarn. I really like Lion Brand's Mandela line for shawls because I like how it moves through the colors. If that's something that interests you, they come in a wide variety of colors. So yeah. I'm gonna stick around and just crochet for a minute. Also, if this is not a great time for everyone, please let me know in the comments. I will change the time if I can. I cannot change it to Mondays. Mondays do not work for me. But pretty much any other time, as long as I'm not in class, works. So if Sundays at 7 is not great, please just let me know in the comments. I'll take a poll. Yeah. That's the thing with working with yarn all the time, you get fuzzies up your nose. I really needed to figure out a set of questions, a set of things to talk about when I'm just crocheting. Because I know that some people like to use live streams as background noise. I'm one of those people. I'll put on a live stream and not really pay attention to what's going on. I just like hearing someone else talking. Let's see, what am I working on now? That's a fun question. Right now I am working on 3 different child shawls. I had a custom request that's a little complicated, and so I'm doing a couple different color variations of it to see which one she likes best. I'm also working on a custom baby blanket, which took me a couple hours this morning just to figure out what pattern I wanted to use. It was constant crocheting and then tearing out and then crocheting again. I just got a message from someone. I'm not sure who. We're going to ignore that for right now. Because this is my live stream time. Trying to think. I started a cowl, but I think I'm going to rip out the cowl. For those who do not know, cowl's almost like an infinity scarf that kind of hangs just around your neck. I think I'm going to rip it out because I thought I was going to make it lacy. It's just not working very well. So I might just make it a classic infinity scarf. Trying to think. I think that's pretty much it as far as what's on my needles and what I'm working on right now. A sock. I've been working on a sock for over a month now. Socks are hard, guys. They're it's not hard. I'm sure once I get there, it'll be very easy. It's just daunting. As far as spinning projects go, I recently got some acrylic yarn to start spinning, and acrylic is a lot different to spin than wool is. I might try and do spinning lessons on here eventually if that's something people are interested in. I know that these podcasts, or these aren't podcasts. I've been listening to podcasts all day, so that was on my mind. Sorry. These live streams are a little boring with me just talking. Here in a couple of weeks, we're going to get into some stuffed animals so that by the end of October, you guys can make your own little monsters. And those will be a little more involved, a little more complicated. So it'll be me naming off numbers constantly, showing patterns and what it's supposed to look like. This week and next week is just something that's repeating constantly. Also, if I ever have sound or video issues, please let me know in the comments. I'm doing all this off my laptop right now. I don't really have any professional equipment. Also, I know that it's getting darker earlier. So if I ever have lighting issues, please let me know. I will figure something out. Because this is my little, fiber nook. I have all my yarns right in here next to me. So I don't really want to move it very much. So we're about 20 minutes in. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. Like I said, I really, really appreciate you sticking around, and anyone who does watch this. You guys have a great night and an amazing week. I'll see you next week for some shawls. Thank you. Bye.